All right. One Take Challenge episode
13.
Freaking 13. Let's go.
Woo.
Uh-oh. Oh, good. Do you know that mic, Jay?
No, I don't.
你说青涩醉的初恋，如小雪落下海岸线。
Does anybody know this song?
Yeah.
Ah? Does it get high, high, high?
It gets higher, yes.
Okay, so this is sitting in the bottom of her range, but if the
Yes.
song gets high, there's good reason.
It's actually lower. She's
She's lowered it?
No, she's raising some of the low notes. She's not singing all
Oh,
the low
because it's
notes.
low. Is it a female
Can
song?
you
It is female.
demonstrate?
你说听的na na na na
Oh,
na 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 na. It's
you know what?
Oh, okay.
I'll give her credit for that because a lot of singers either let their ego get in the way and they insist on doing the original melody even if it doesn't work for them.
Yes.
And secondarily, not all singers have the creativity or the like musicality to know where to move it.
So true.
Yeah.
第五个季节某一天上演。
So this for me is a bit H-y. Can you guys repeat that phrase to me? Or I don't know what she said. Is that H need to be there?
Huh?
第13页你就如期出现。
Ah, yeah. So right here.
演
Does that have to be there?
Sorry, I sang a different part of the song.
Okay.
Sorry, Lian, but not Lian.
So there's no H in the
Yeah,
word.
there's no H in it.
Okay. So so sorry. That's funny.
Whoops.
Yeah, all good. So even though I don't know the words, I can still often feel those sort of stops and
Yeah.
sort of pushes.
Yeah.
So I'll try and point a few more of them out to you, singers, so you might know what I mean. But Flo, sorry, what is that word?
脸是吧?
Lian.
Yeah.
So it should be lian.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
lian. I'll take the grace note out. Lian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said lian, right? Something like
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
So it's an easy enough fix to simply not do that, but habitually your brain will kind of fight you because you're used to doing it. You're used to doing it where notes change in the middle of a word. So instead of just changing notes without giving yourself that little bit of wind, you just have to learn to take it out. So instead of lian,
我们有相遇的时间。你说空瓶适合许愿。
What word is this?
远。
So
But she
same
changed
thing.
it.
What do you mean?
你说空瓶适合许愿。
Oh, she added a little melody in.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's great. Can you show her how it would sound without the H?
yan.
Yeah. So instead of yen, I think is what she did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just a habit you have, and I have a feeling that you will be able to rinse it out.
在风暖月关的地点，第13月你就如期出现。
So last one I'll point out. What's this word?
线。
Shen.
线。
Shen.
Yeah.
Okay, so shen. You're going to be working on changing notes in the middle of a word without that assist of huh. That's the last one I'll point out, though, I promise.
爱之角也不再遥远，你骄傲的飞远，我栖息的夏天，听不见的宣言，重复过很多年，被危险的思念，被季风吹远，吹远默念的侧脸，吹远鸣唱的诗篇，你骄傲的飞远，我栖息的叶片。
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to say one more thing about it. What's happening is it's creating a little bit of a bumpy experience. So instead of kind of smoothly flowing through the melody, we're kind of always jutting back and forth.
去不同
I assume we don't need that H either. Boohoo. Boohoo. Yeah. So the experience for the listener ends up dynamically feeling like you, the singer, are kind of like in and out, in and out. Every time those H's or wind happen, we kind of get an extra punch forward, and then the singer, after doing them, has to kind of gather themselves, and they generally pull too far back. So we get this like bit of a bumpy experience, and you are putting them in pretty frequently, actually, pretty frequently, not just at phrase endings, all the way through. And additionally, I will say that your pitch is okay, but I think that's another thing you could level up. Your pitch is good enough that I know you've got a great ear. So now you're at the point where you have to choose obsession, which means close enough. You can't be good with it. You have to kind of fight for as accurate as you can possibly repeat.
的世界，却总不曾告别。沧海月的想念羽化我昨天，在我成熟的笑脸，你却没看过一眼。
The original singer? You don't know?
你说公平是个许愿，在
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, who is it?
任然 Shan Yan Yan. I don't think we've seen anything from her.
Okay.
问月光的地点，第13夜你就如期出现。爱之角也不再遥远，你骄傲的飞远，我栖息的夏天，听不见的宣言，重复过很多年，被危险的思念，被季风吹远，吹远默念的。
Here's your homework. You're going to take a phrase of this song. First line of the chorus, whatever you want, line of the verse. And I want you to practice singing it through on vowels. Maybe ooh, maybe ah, maybe e, let's say. Choose a bunch of vowels. Can you sing me a line, please? Any line?
From the chorus?
Any line. Any line.
你骄傲的飞远
Okay, great. So you will say, ah, ah. Give me another line. So that's how, what Flo just did is how you're going to move through it. You're going to get rid of the words, and that way you can be really, really accountable to any extra things that you're tempted to add. Just choose a vowel and flow, baby. You even could try it as well on a na. Na 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 na, but you might be tempted to go na. So I would say just stick to a vowel for the first few runs. But that's my suggestion to you of how to kind of start feeling more of a through line.
思念吹远鸣唱的诗篇，你骄傲的飞远，我栖息的叶片，去不同的世界，却总不曾告别。沧海月的想念羽化我昨天，在我成熟的笑脸，你却没看过一眼。你骄傲的飞远，我栖息的夏天，听不见的宣言，重复过很多年，被危险的思念，被季风吹远，吹远默念的侧脸， 岁月鸣唱的诗篇，你骄傲的飞远，我栖息的叶片，去不同的世界，却从不曾告别。沧海热的想念羽化我昨天，在我成熟的笑脸，你却没看过一眼。
Great work. I would say that pitch accuracy, working on the through line, and also your upper high notes. Right now, you're kind of thinning them all out. It's not against the law. You can do that if you want, but I bet you're wanting to have a thicker tone up there. I would suggest that working through that through line, that exercise I told you about, and working on not interrupting the flow of words, vowels, and the melody is going to help you with the rest of it. So that would be my top priority for you. It's going to help you work on pitch accuracy because you're going to be really zoning in on the thing you're doing. And as for those beltier, thicker high notes, I just would say that getting smoother and flowier will give you a little bit more gumption when you want to get up there into those high notes, because you're not going to be stopping the flow. So you'll have a little bit more energy, I would say. But I would say, yes, first work on the bumps, the bumpy bump. But great work. Thanks for sending it in. I can see that you do really love the song. You're really in it. And your body looks nice and relaxed. We just want to relax the tone, baby. But great work. How did he have applause for himself already? Love it. I'm assuming a live
concert version of
But how did he get the vocals out?
instrumental. No, they released them for karaoke.
Really? A
Yeah.
live instrumental?
Yeah, they do that.
Cool. How do you get the vocals out?
No, what do you mean?
I just mean sorry, if you take a
So
live...
if there's like a Jackie Chan concert,
Yeah.
after the concert he will release an album where there's already the instrumental version prepared for karaoke use.
But then why would there be clapping in it if it's not directly from the live show?
It's directly from the live show, but the vocal is a separate track.
But you...
So before they mix...
I just feel like there'd be leakage, is what I'm getting at. Like, I don't know how they're keeping it pure. That's crazy.
Sometimes they can't. Sometimes you can hear it.
Oh,
Sometimes
really?
they can, yeah.
But wouldn't you want the version that was more polished? Like a studio version?
Yeah, but sometimes the arrangements in the concert
Yeah.
versions
Or
are better.
cooler. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry. I'm with you, singer. Let's go. Ooh, good counting. Is this Cantonese?
Yeah, you got it.
甜言蜜語，芳華嬉笑，
Good song.
多給我
Yeah.
一
I like
點
it.，
切勿缺少。話題盡了也不緊要，吻我至凄冷的深宵。繁華鬧市燈光普照，然而共你已再沒破曉。紅眼睛幽幽的看着這孤城，如同苦笑擠出的高興。全城為我花光很勁，來營造這幅分手佈景。傳說中痴心的眼淚會傾城，霓虹色。
Oh, there's a lot of vowels in here. Holy moly.
Yeah.
For starters, I would say your pitch is okay, but you too need to become a little bit more obsessed with pitch. Also, I know that I speak quite often about how vocals, good pop vocals should be speech-like. This is nearly too much speech-like, meaning, and part of it is possibly the limitations of Cantonese, I'm not sure, but it also feels a little bit rigid to me, and that's not because you're not feeling it. I really don't like that implication. I'm sure you're feeling it, connected to the lyrics, connected to the song, but usually when things feel robotic, it can be a handful of things. One of them is over-enunciating, and I can't really speak to that in Cantonese. Can either of you?
Yeah, he's enunciating.
Okay.
As best as he could, yeah.
Like strong enunciation.
strong, yeah.
But more than, like, could he get away with less?
You could probably get away with less. With Cantonese, the consonant is where you can soften the first part, but they really are picky about the ending.
Okay, well then maybe there's only so much. But
Yeah.
even aside from that, and again, I'm not sure the limitations of Cantonese, but I feel like there may be some scoops and stuff that could be added to kind of like soften around the edges. I'm not entirely sure. All I can really say is pitch wise, I'd be a little bit more hard on yourself about it, but I'll keep watching.
了世界漸冷清，煙花會謝，笙歌會停，顯得這故事尾聲更動聽。
Guess whose song is this?
Whose? It's an Eason.
It's not Eason?
No.
Who is it?
It's Fan Chong. Original is Mavis.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
Is it her name Mavis?
a Chinese singer named Mavis. Cool.
Her
Mavis?
amazing, I think it is.
Oh.
But then Mike
But I'm assuming he's covering Eason's.
covered it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this feels like he's covering Eason's version.
Right?
No, he's covering Mike's version.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
okay.
You can tell.
Oh.
I don't know if you've seen him. The Afro kid. He's a big pro.
Yeah, I believe he's super committed to this song, this singer. Is this old?
Is it old?
Recently. For a TVB TV show, drama.
Just current songs are like 2 minutes, so they don't put in solos anymore. I can
So it's
tell.
an old song for TVB drama.
No, it's an old song before, and then for a new TVB drama, they got Mike to cover it, and now
There's a Chinese singer called Mike.
Mike, yeah.
Mike and Mavis, baby. Nice.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
yeah.
熱情就算熄滅了。
So I just want to be clear, like that line, Jay, could you demo that line?
I don't know this song.
Well, but I don't know any of the songs that we do.
She can demo
But I
it.
want a male
It's
voice.
a male key. Yeah.
I want a male voice.
Dun,
So
dun,
listen,
dun, dun,
just a
dun,
few words.
熱情就算
熱情就算
Yes. So I want you to just notice singer. One more time.
熱情就算
Yes. Now, even though we have vowel shifts and we have notes kind of moving, what's the word? Zao.
就
Yeah.
就
So what does the melody do? It's an zao,
熱
zao.
情就算
So we would consider that a scoop. But I don't know. You like to call it something else.
It's scoop.
Yeah. So
You can say
zao.
It's a lam
zao.
yam, it's a fry.
But fry is a note.
But you can say 一情走顺 to straighten
Yeah,
it out.
That's
exactly.
one
But
note.
you can also
That's
go,
one note.
But you can also go 一情走顺.
That's a scoop.
It's still fine.
But I'm not doing that though.
You're not doing that, and
I'm not.
I don't think
You
Mike
are.
does it, but
No.
Mavis, I think Mavis
You are
does.
you're frying in,
Okay,
and
yeah.
fry represents some of the lowest notes we each have in our range. So that means you're just choosing a low scoop,
Okay.
per se, like a low different note.
Sure, because my mind does not register that low note.
I know, we have this
Yeah,
fight
yeah,
every
yeah,
time, and
yeah,
my blood
yeah.
is like falling out of my ears right now.
Especially with Cantonese words where there's like a scoop or
A lot of them do.
Yes,
Bam.
yes,
A lot
but
of words.
that's not even
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say to the singer right now. I'm talking about pitch accuracy. So you really, when you have melodies that have various vowels, various notes moving throughout a word, you can't just be happy with your start note or your finish note. Everything has to be, you really think about where you're starting, where you're going, how they're going to join to the next word. And close is very rarely close enough. So I would really hone in on pitch. Let's listen to more.
熄滅了，分手這一晚也重要。甜言蜜語，謊話嬉笑，多給我一點，切勿缺少。話題盡了也不緊要，吻我至凄冷的深宵。繁華鬧市，燈光普照，然而共你已再沒破曉。紅眼睛幽幽的看着這孤城，如同苦笑擠出的高興。全城為我花光很勁， 浮華盛世作分手報警，傳說中痴心的眼淚會傾城。
This is the strongest pitch so far. This section is the strongest pitch so far.
霓虹熄了世界漸冷清，煙花會謝，笙歌會停，顯得這故事尾聲更動聽。紅眼睛幽幽的看着這孤城，如同苦笑製出的高興，瓊樓玉宇倒了陣營，來營造這絕。
That's crazy that you have to say yao yao. This is so much vowel.
Yeah.
Yao yao. Yao yao.
Liu, like
It's
there's
a lot of vowels. Yeah, yeah.
世的風景，傳說中痴心的眼淚會傾城，霓虹熄了世界漸冷清，煙花會謝，笙歌會停，顯得這故事尾聲更動聽。
Pitch got better. Pitch got better. He's feeling it. Bravo. Great work, great work, great work. Yeah, so I think your connection to the song is clear. I think your enunciation, based on what Flo is saying, is good. Perhaps could be loosened, but I think that what I've learned from you guys is that's a taste thing.
Yeah.
Some people really prefer the pure pronunciation, but pitch is my biggest critique or complaint. I think I can tell by the sections that are good that your ear is good and capable. So you have to choose to want more accuracy. And I can always tell when someone arrives like this that they can. You have it in you. You just got to choose to dig another layer down. But thank you for sending. Great work. Sorry about my facial muscle control. I want to be both immersed and camera friendly. Oh, you should be totally free to have all kinds of faces. You and everybody.
Yeah.
You do your thing.
理上停留着蜻蜓，玻璃瓶里插满小小森林，青春嫩绿的很鲜明，白叶窗折射的光影，像有着心事的一张表情，而你低头摘星，
It's pretty low.
想
It's
知
a
道
guy,
关
it's
于
a guy song.
It's Jay Chou. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, and the original key.
I think it
Yeah, I don't
is.
think she changed the key.
我的事情，静态如镜，眼下风铃摇晃自己，回忆是一行行无踪，简洁的风景，爱始终年轻。
Couple things. I feel like a broken record today because pitch here too, but your pitch stuff, I really want you to hone in on where there's held notes. You're kind of a little bit weaving around when you're I really want you to make sure you're following through on those held notes. Also, kind of referring to your text on the screen, I think that you should actually be more free to immerse yourself more. I mean, you've already told us you're trying to be kind of mellow so that you don't look kind of silly making faces, but I think you should be more open to making silly faces. Because the more, it's not that I want you to make silly faces, it's that I want you to do with your voice whatever happens to your face when you do expressive things with your voice is more than acceptable. So in some ways, I'm asking you to dig in more and just let this happen. People aren't looking for singers to look, I mean, pretty while they're singing. They're looking to see and feel and hear emotion. So dig in more. Give yourself more permission. Perhaps you don't want to be on camera making crazy singer faces, but why not? Why not? Dig in.
而我听见下雨的声音，想起你用唇语说爱情，幸福也可以很安静。我付出一直很小心，终于听见下雨的声音。于是我的世界被吵醒。
She, I assume that H.
Very H-y.
So this too, whatever the comments I said to the first gal in this video, you should consider too, in the same prescription, if you will. Grab a vowel and move through some of these melodies and really try and catch yourself where you want to huh.
大情时红了眼睛，不舍的泪在彼此的脸上透明。
Nobody knows what to do in the instrumentals. Every time I've done an audition, you're like,
Long break.
白夜窗折射的光影。
Did you hear that, everybody? What we just heard was somebody's vibrato making its kind of first appearance. An experienced singer is in complete control of their vibrato. That means their brain tells their voice, I want vibrato here and now, and this is how long I want it. But for some singers, their vibrato isn't something in the beginning that's deliberate. A singer like me, I heard it when I was younger and I was able to emulate it, and that's how it goes for some people. Others, more like this gal, this is actually a really exciting moment when you're watching this back singer. We are hearing what happens when the vocal apparatus is relaxed and breath is supported. We hear that little waver start to kind of flutter in the tone. I'll show you. That's the start of a little vibrato trying to poke through. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
像有着心事的一张。
See, straight tone there. So when she's just relaxed and right, that little flutter starting.
表情，而你低头摘星，想知道关于我的事情，爱在过境，缘分不停，谁在担心？窗台上滴落的雨滴，轻敲着伤心，细美而动听。
Yeah, he. Gotta get those H's out of there.
而我听见下雨的声音，想起你用唇语说爱情。
What is this word? Ahi.
爱情
So sing it.
爱情
Yes. So it is I. So what you can do with words like that are a diphthong is you can definitely switch vowels. That's a very, very pop thing to do. I. Yeah? Is that the line?
Sure.
Or is it I? Oh, sorry. I. That's what it is.
Well, you can just do one note.
But in this melody, it was I.
爱情 I
She didn't change notes? I. Yes. So when you have situations like this that are a diphthong, that means there's two vowel sounds in one syllable, you can replace your desire to put that ahi and just know that the change of vowel, in this case ah to e, that's what you can kind of get your bearings and your anchor. You can use that vowel change instead of needing to separate them with that H sound, ahi. Just lean into the fact that, hey, I'm going from one vowel shape to another, which means your tongue has some work to do. So let that vowel change be the wind beneath your wings, if you will. I, practice that right now at home. I. And I want you just to see what it feels like to say I. Funny, right? But that's what you're doing in the middle of a lot of those words. I, but you don't need it. So one more time, I want you to say I. You don't need that separator. You don't need that I.
我爱情热恋的时刻，最任性，不顾一切的给约定，终于听见下雨的声
Key
音，
Of course.
于是我的世界被吵醒，发现你始终很靠近，默默地陪在我身边，态度坚定。
So this key change moved it up higher, which means that you got just a little flatter. Great work. One more thing I want to say around pitch, related to your awesome text on the screen, your message to us. The more you allow yourself to be expressive physically with your body and your voice and let those things come together, the easier pitch can get. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have to put effort in. You do. You really have to work your ear, your voice, go back, redo it, test it with your ear. How's it sounding? But when we allow the body to do what it needs to do, it will often make pitch easier. Think about this. If you were going to call your dog, "Hey, Rover!" Imagine if you were like, "Oh, I don't want people to think my face looks weird. Hey, Rover! Hey, Rover!" Right? If you try and keep your face contained when you need to make big sound or do detailed things with your voice, you're going to be in the way of your voice doing what it needs to do. So get out of your own way, but also start to steer. Listen back. Use your ear. You've got enough ear power in there to get even more accurate. But thank you for sending. Great job. It's a lovely evening. Guitaring on the back porch.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars.
Oh, fly me to the moon.
Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand.
Jazzy
In
vibrato.
other words.
I've said it before, but I want to say it to you, singer. When we're doing TH words in English, I know it's tricky. Tongue has to go between the teeth. Other, or else we end up with a der. So I know it's hard to get that tongue between the teeth, and air has to come through the teeth. There, other. But this is a lovely start, and as I said, your vibrato is feeling nice and jazzy.
Darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Good job. Oh, guitar solo.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see.
Star.
Deeper. Hers is pretty deep, actually.
Her vibrato?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have some moments of pretty deep vibrato, but she has some little tail ends when she gets really delicate. but I was also going to say that some of your placement is kind of far, how I would picture it is kind of far up and back. I'll show you what I mean.
Spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
So this is more of a classical placement, I'll say. I'll show you the difference. Mar. I can still be soft. Mar. Instead of mar. Do you hear the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if you maybe have some classical training, or you've been in choir or something that has kind of gotten you in the vibe of sort of making things a little bit more tucky and heady. Yeah, you're allowed to, by all means, but you might want to come a little bit down and forward. And if you want to try that, I would try speaking. And good job on the English. The only thing I've really pointed out is other, but really good job. I would suggest, though, speaking through and kind of taking your vibrato out for a sec.
In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me.
Good.
Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, or I worship and
So this line. You are all I...
adore. In other words,
Okay, in other words, you're tucking, in other words. Could you speak like, in other words? Make it really plain and just kind of, yeah, really boring. In other words. And once you've done that, and really speech-like, in other words, then just start to move some of the musicality in without moving where you're placing it. So you wouldn't speak, in other words. In other words, right? So keep it forward and down. In other words, in other words, in other words, in other words. Keeping it a little bit more down and forward if you want to have a more of a pop placement. Now, by all means in pop, we can sometimes move things up. In other words, if we want to kind of be a little bit of that flavor of jazz, but you might just want to try a more forward placement just to make it a little bit more edgy.
be true. In other words, I love you.
Great work. Great work. Fun to hear an English song. Thank you. Thanks for sending. Nice. All that R&B.
Yeah. Come on.
Guess whose song?
What?
Guess whose song it is?
I don't know. Was it? I don't know. JJ?
David Tao.
Oh, so it does feel like David Tao actually.
Yeah.
I feel like David Tao does a lot of da-da-das and stuff.
春天是他最爱的季节，当微风随意吹乱他的头发，他并不在意身边世界的嘈杂，只想着自己生命中的变化。还有15分钟才不休，从早到晚没有想象中那么好过。安定的日子不一定就是幸福，忘不掉他在心里做过的梦。他今年农历3月6
That's so David Tao. That's so David Tao.
号刚满22，刚甩开课本要离开家看看这世界，却发现许多烦恼要面对。哦耶耶耶耶耶，他常会向往能回到那年他12，只需要好好上学，生活单纯没有愁。他就像一朵蓓蕾，满怀希望。 秋天是忽然间就来临，青春虽然有本钱可以洒脱，一场恋爱22个月后结束，才知道有些感情不值得赌。9月天气还是有点热，它像公车，再不来就走一走路。
What?
Well, okay. So you have a great foundation. Do you have anything to say?
Well, it sounds pretty polished. There are some pitch deviations.
Yeah.
He has displayed certain level of agility.
Yes. Yeah, which is actually...
I like his tone.
Yeah, I like his tone too. It's actually kind of challenging to evaluate singers who are in this place because you're doing really well, singer. Mm-hmm. There's still stuff to kind of clean up around the edges, but it is more subtle. Where you're at, the stuff is more subtle. One of the things that I almost hesitate to point out because it's not entirely in your control, but you have really great agility, right? Your agility's coming right along, but I don't think there's any vibrato at all.
Okay.
So it's kind of an interesting case when agility is working well, but vibrato is still kind of elusive. Mm-hmm. So, in this genre, which let's call R&B.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. In this genre, vibrato is pretty prominent, I would say. Now, that's okay. Have it, don't have it, put it, don't put it, like it, don't like it. But you're right there. You're right there, I feel like. So, I don't know if it's something that bothers you or not. Some singers are more annoyed when they can't find it than others. But I'm going to pretend that you are annoyed. And I want you to do a few things. One, I want you to use your excellent agility that you're building, and I want you to get really playful. I want you to try things like, pretend you are maybe a ghost. Ooh, just to start to...
How is that a ghost?
Have you not seen any cartoon
totally a ghost.
Halloween shows?
That's totally a
That's
ghost.
always the sound they play. I think it's maybe a theremin.
Western ghost, maybe.
I think they use a theremin.
Well,
Okay.
A
Chinese
theremin.
ghosts are more vengeful
Okay.
and scary.
Chinese ghosts
Well, do you know
don't
what a
that.
theremin is, you guys?
What is it?
Yeah,
do you
I know. Yeah.
I think it's either a saw or a theremin that they use in Western cartoons when they're doing a spooky sound.
Theremin sounds better. Sounds more like it.
Or a saw though, bending a saw.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is you need to get explorative and playful. And the trick with where you're at is you're already kind of moving along on your musical journey, and it feels sometimes like a setback to get weird and playful. But again, you can kind of emulate what you might picture as a famous, this would be a Western opera singer. I'm not sure if this would translate, but oh, right, Toreadora, oh, and just get used to the movement of the muscle kind of taking over and doing that rhythmic turnover for you. And your pitch is good. As Jay points out, your pitch is good. I don't know if it's the mood I'm in today, but I want more. I want more still. Again, this is strong, but I want you to challenge yourself for even deeper accuracy. So you're going to get playful, exploring the possibility of kind of letting that muscle take over, making sure your air is really, your breath is really supported. And what I mean by that is using your ab muscles to kind of squeeze the air out a little bit, because that's going to help the vibrato kind of find its sea legs a little bit. But you're functioning highly, moving through registration.
他开始明白等待未必有结果，一个人也能走上梦的旅途。
Ooh, that's good agility. I want the vibrato to come right out of that.
今年农历3月6号刚满22，刚甩开课本要离开家，看看这世界，却发现许多烦恼要面对。哦耶耶耶耶耶，他常会向往能回到那年他12，只需要好好上学，生活单纯没有愁。他一直满怀希望，人生偶尔会走上一条陌路。
He's also doing a pretty good job of, I've said it before, I don't like the term twang, but he's doing a good job in keeping thickness in those upper notes. I think actually I hear the David Tao in him. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
像是没有指标的地图，也让他们说你该知足，只有你知道什么是你。只有你知道什么是你的幸福。他常会向往能回到那年他12，只需要好好上学，生活单纯没有愁。他笑着想过未来，他应该得到幸福，如此的简单的梦。 有没有实现？
Oh, vibrato, trying to find its way out. Well, great job from you. As I said, your agility is coming right along. Work on vibrato. Pitch is good, but fight for even better. But great work. Thanks for sending in. Great job to everybody.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on a Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. Baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. What spring is like on a Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Oh, fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. All I long for, all I worship and adore.